and my camera, apparently. All right, hang on. I'm getting there. Thought I had this all set up. Nope, I didn't. Okay, hold on. Okay, maybe that's better. Maybe not. Let's try it again. I got this table that I'm like using here. You know, you just wish you could cut everything out. Right? Okay. I'm sure nobody's going to join me right now, but you're going to see this later and be like, what the frick is she doing? Okay. All right. I need to look here, not there. Here. Okay. So let me get over here. Merry Christmas to some of you. I don't know. Okay. So I am going to discuss something that's a little frustrating right now. And I wanted to talk about it because, as the title says, I'm going to stay relevant with Donna Matthews as long as Donna Matthews tries to stay relevant. It has nothing to do with my YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with any of that bull crap like people want to accuse me of. Let me tell you why I'm going to stay relevant as long as Donna Matthews tries to stay relevant. The reason why is she does not need to be relevant. So let me tell you what's going on, and then I'm going to explain to you why I am not going to give up on this. I look terrible. Like, seriously, like, okay. I'm just going to hold my chin like that. Okay. All right. So, lighting, terrible. Ooh. Okay. So yesterday I saw on WGTD, which is the Gateway News, that Matthews' murder conviction appeal continues. Okay. And I was really disturbed by this. So I'll just read it a little bit here. It says the new attorney for the Kenosha woman, Donna Matthews, who claimed she was suffering from battered woman syndrome when she killed her ex-boyfriend 5 years ago, is accusing her old attorneys of making a major mistake. Yeah, they defended her. That was their major mistake. Okay, they defended a murderer and had nothing that they could do to defend her. There was no defending this woman. She's a cold-blooded murderer. Okay? Okay, I'll go on. Tim Provis filed a brief in appellate court last month outlining why he believes 56-year-old Donna Matthews deserves a new trial. Matthews shot and killed Michael Guyon in his home near Kenosha's lakefront in 2016. The shooting was timed to coincide with the 4th of July fireworks display. According to court testimony, Matthews traveled to Kenosha from her new home in Hawaii to commit the crime in order to end years of harassment from Guyon, which included stalking and the posting of a series of sexually explicit photos and texts of her on the internet. Matthews said she acted only because she believed that she had exhausted all of her options. First of all, let's talk about how she traveled from Hawaii to Kenosha to commit the crime. Hi. Okay, Michael Guyon wasn't in Hawaii stalking her. He was in Kenosha. She specifically came here under false pretenses, telling him that she was going to marry him. And that she was going to surprise. Her whole thing was she came a day early to surprise him. Surprise! I'm here to murder you. Okay? He wasn't stalking her. He did post sexually explicit pictures of her on Facebook, and let's talk about why. Because she was accusing him of horrible things, and he was pissed off. He was so mad that she was doing all of this crap to him and ruining his reputation and accusing him of crazy nonsense. And he got pissed. And so he posted the pictures. That is the extent of abuse that Donna Matthews suffered at the hands of Michael Guyon. The abuse that she didn't like is that he loved her and fought hard to win her back every time she went on a whim and didn't want to be with him anymore. The drugs that she claimed he forced her to do, she got the drugs. She is a disgrace to anyone who is claiming domestic violence. She's the reason why people don't believe the domestic violence cases. She's the reason why women don't want to come forward. Because she's a liar. Because she's using it to try to win a case of murder that she's got a tattoo on commemorating. Okay, I'm going to finish this article and then we'll discuss. In his brief, Provis claims Matthews' trial attorneys made a strategic mistake that prevented them from fully exploring battered women syndrome. Give me a break. The state has yet to file its response. Matthews is serving a life presence without the possibility of parole. Thank God. Thank God for that. This woman never needs to see the light of day ever again. Now, why I'm discussing this today, I would have never jumped on here about this topic at all. I'm going to adjust this camera again because I look terrible. Oh boy. Sorry that you have to watch this while I'm filming, but this is just my really weird camera. Okay. I know that's no better, but whatever. Okay, so I had posted on Facebook. Sorry. I had posted on Facebook that I said, good God, really? That'll never happen. She can rot in jail for eternity. And she will. There's not a jury or judge in the world who would think she was suffering any abuse after her trial. And I should know. I was a good friend of hers who she lied to about this whole thing. She's a compulsive, narcissistic liar and cold-blooded murderer. I did multiple YouTube videos on this as someone close to Donna. I was also on the Snapped episode, which I talked about before, but I'm not on here to promote my channel. My point of the title of being, I'm going to stay relevant as long as Donna's relevant, is because I will, to my dying day, as long as Donna wants to continue playing her Lifetime movie script in her head that she thinks is going to happen and her sister-in-law is going to try to make happen, good luck with that. They're trying to rewrite the whole story. They're trying to, present the lies that she had told me. And the reason why I will continue to talk about this as long as we have to keep hearing about her is because I don't ever want her to see the light of day. I don't hate her. I dislike her. I disrespect her. I don't admire her anymore like I used to. I used to think the world of Donna Matthews. She was one of my best friends years ago. Her husband, Typhoon, was like a father to my oldest son, Josh. They cared about my family and I cared about theirs. I cared about her two daughters, which is why today I'm making this video, because I'm sick and tired of being talked down to by her daughters and by her family and by these weird friends that keep believing her nonsense. So her daughter wrote me and said, it's sad actually that you have an entire YouTube dedicated to my mom when she hasn't seen you for 20 plus years. Yeah, it does seem like a long time, right? But that's when we lived across the street from one another. That's when we hung out all the time. However, Donna Matthews contacted me. Collect call from the Kenosha County Jail. Will you accept? Yes. I love you. I love you. I love you. Both of us, I love you. She tells me this horror story about Guyan. And I believe her because she is my friend. I believed her. And I wanted to help, and she asked me to help. She knew I was a writer. She knew I had my book published. She knew I had a blog. She knew I had followers way back in the day. So she wanted me to tell her story, begged me to tell her story, begged me, begged. And then when I would write stuff, her girlfriends would print it out and give it to her, and she would correct me. She would want me to rewrite things so that it presented her or her brother in a more positive light. This is my response back to her daughter. It's sad that your mom begged me to do it, to write stories that she concocted. It's sad that she used my loyalty and friendship to promote her lies. Funny, she told me she loved me in letters and over the phone when she was in jail. I sent her money in jail. But I guess that means nothing, right? How she called me and wrote me all those times. But yeah, I meant nothing to her. I knew that the minute I heard all the evidence that she had been lying to me about, that she didn't care about me. All those ladies begging me to help, to get her story out there publicly. I did that. If you watched any of them from the beginning, you'll see how I supported her and how people thanked me for spreading her lies. If you go to my videos, and you don't have to, I don't care if you do or don't, I really don't. But if you have watched them or you're like interested in this case and you're thinking, I need to know what happened. What did Donna lie about? What's going on? Maybe you're new to the case and you're looking this up because you saw something on the Kenosha news. Well, let me tell you, in the beginning, you'll see my videos are in total, utter support of Donna Matthews. That I am pleading for her life, believing that she was a victim of domestic violence. Because I had suffered from domestic violence. Donna helped me in a situation where my ex-husband tried to kill me. She brought me into her home and had me call the police, and the police came and got him while I stayed in her home. I know domestic violence. She does not. She just doesn't want to be controlled, and she didn't want those pictures out on the internet because she didn't want her goody two-shoe reputation to be tarnished. Which I don't know why, because the pictures were beautiful and she was a beautiful woman, and she is a beautiful woman. And that's how she was. That's who she was. She was very sexual. She was very attractive and very out there, let's say, when it came to men. And I'm not saying she was a whore, and I'm not saying she was promiscuous, but, you know, she liked the guys, and the guys liked her. And rightfully so. She was a great person with a beautiful personality. That's why I protected her. That's why I did what I did. Because I know the goodness of Donna Matthews. This Donna Matthews, I don't know. No. So her daughter's right. I don't know her. I don't know Donna Matthews that's sitting in jail right now because she lied to me. Because she took advantage of my love for her and used it to manipulate me. Okay, so then her daughter wrote again, Tristine, you hardly know her. Please stop hoping on everything related to my mom to seem relevant. And that's what made me think of this title for the video, Staying Relevant with Donna Matthews. Because, you know, I don't want to be talking about Donna Matthews. She is not a person I care about anymore. She is not someone that I want my YouTube channel to be about. God, look at my YouTube channel. I have a million other things, good things that are happening on my channel. But the reason why I'm going to stay relevant on this topic is because Donna Matthews wants to stay relevant on it. She wants to appeal her case, and she wants to say that her attorneys strategically made a mistake. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they regret the day they ever had to take her case and found out all the crap that she had lied about. How do you defend that? You can't. It's like the whole Kyle Rittenhouse trial. How do you prosecute something where there's no evidence that this person did it? And then how do you defend someone that there's all this evidence that they did do it? And she's just stupidly sitting there grinning and showing no remorse and then screaming at Michael's family that it was all their fault. She takes no responsibility for this. That's why I'm going to stay relevant. And that's why I didn't know Michael Guyon. I didn't know when she was with him. But I did read the text messages from him to her before the trial. There is not a sign of abuse or stalking, just a pleading man trying to understand why this woman is doing such horrific things to him. Everything that she accused him of, she was doing. Everywhere she went, she told him where she was going. The daughter, hey, they needed things. They called Michael. My daughter needs money for this. My daughter wants to go camping. He got her all the camping supplies. My daughter wants to go to the spa with me. He sent them money to go to the spa. That's what I think of you. That you can support this crap. I know she's your mom and you should love her. You should. But damn it, you took advantage of this man as well. You asked him for things. He gave you anything you wanted. For Donna's sake. And he probably did love those girls. And so he did everything in his power to take care of them and help them in their times of need. And they're going to sit here and support the murder of this guy because mommy didn't like the pictures that were posted on Facebook? All right. My response to that was, I knew her. You're right. I don't know her anymore because I don't know the killer she became and how she turned into such a ruthless monster. And everyone should know about it. And that's why I do these videos, especially right now. She's trying to appeal. For the love of Jesus, Kenosha, please do not accept her appeal. Please. Just don't. This woman cannot walk free. Ever. Ever. And I'll tell you, the way she murdered Michael Guyon was horrific. This wasn't a case of, the burning bed. Remember the burning bed? That woman had no options. She was living with the man who was beating the crap out of her day after day after day. He watched everything that she did, so she burned his bed while he was sleeping. This is not the story of Donna Matthews. She didn't do this in the midst of it, or they were living together and she couldn't escape it. She was in freaking Hawaii. Why are you coming back to Kenosha? Why are you telling this man you're going to marry him? Why are you coming back here? Stay your happy, funky ass in Hawaii, but she's plotting murder left and right all over the place. She's asking people to push him off a cliff in Hawaii. She's asking people at the bar for a gun to kill him. I mean, come on. This is premeditated murder because she don't like pictures on Facebook. That's all it is. She goes and spends a drugged out weekend with him in Chicago and blames him. She got the drugs. She went there on her own free will. Give me a break. She deserves to rot in jail for the rest of her life. I'm sorry to say that to you because I adored you kids when you were growing up. Your father was like a father to my son. Your mom was one of my best friends at the time. And we remained friends up until her trial. She begged me to tell and sell her lies. And I did, because I loved her enough to trust her story. But everything she told me was a lie. And for that, I'm sorry. She used my love for her to spread lies and promote murder. And for that reason, I will never stay out of this story. I will always tell the truth as long as she continues to use the legal system for her bogus domestic violence case. No way. No, I am not going to sit back and watch this woman use domestic violence and battered women syndrome. Give me a break. She was never battered. Where are the bruises? When did she go to the hospital after being beaten so bad? Oh, God. She's a disgrace to those who truly have suffered from domestic violence. I wish you nothing but the best. I can't imagine how hard this has been on you and your sister. That's why I will stay relevant with this story. And I don't care who comes on here and attacks me, because that's what happens. They come on here, they attack me, they threaten me. They threaten me. This is not a joke. No. I'm sorry, kids, family, friends. I will not be silenced, because I'm not the only one who felt this during the trial. I had a woman come up to me in tears saying, why is everything that she told us a lie? She lied to us. She used us. Yeah. No, I'm not going to shut up about this, because if she wants to stay relevant in the news, I will stay relevant with her story and continue to tell you she does not deserve to be out of prison ever. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. And she was my friend at one point, who I thought the world of, who I admired, who I felt I could trust with my life. And I did. And in turn, she used me. And her friends used me. And then when they saw that I was not going to play along, they got evil and wicked and hateful and manipulative. They became Donna. No wonder they believe all her crap, because they're just as wicked and evil as she is. I pray for this city, and I pray that that woman never steps foot in this city ever again. I pray she never sees another courtroom again besides her parole hearing when she's 100. She got the sentence she deserved. And if we had the death penalty, my God, I'd be for that for her too. That's why I came on here. That's why I'm telling you the story, because now she's going to try to appeal it, and she's going to claim that her lawyers did something wrong. Yeah, because Donna doesn't have any responsibility for anything that she did in any of this. I'm so sick and tired of her blaming everybody for the mess that she made.